All right, y'all, we are here doing our practice quiz number 2 on learning target number 5, systems of equations. First step, solve the system of equations using graphing. That means I'm going to graph the two lines, slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, throwing it back to learning target number 4. So how do we do this? Look at the first one. Where do we start? Our y-intercept for the first one is at plus 2, 1, 2. I count up from 0, 0, go up 2. Then my slope right there is 3. If my slope there is 3, think of that as like 3 over 1. Remember, slope is delta y over delta x. So if my slope here is 3 over 1, that means I'm going to go up 3, 1, 2, 3, and over 1 to the right. Up 3, to the right 1. All right, then I'm going to connect the dots. It's important to be relatively precise with your lines here because our solution is where the lines cross. My second equation here, 1/2 x minus 3. I'm going to start minus 3, y-intercept, start here. 1, 2, 3 down. I put a point right there. Now my slope is 1/2, so I go up 1 and 2 to the right. 1, 2, up 1, 2 to the right, and so forth and so on. Where do you see a solution? Where do the lines cross? Right there. What's the coordinates of that point? X value is -1, -2. X value is -2. Y value, -1, 2, 3, 4. So my solution is -2, -4. All right, let's do the second one. Same thing over here. Our y equals mx plus b. Y equals -x plus 4. So plus 4, start at 0, 0, go up 1, 2, 3, 4. And then -x. That's like -1 over 1. There's a -1 hiding right there. So I go down 1, 1 to the right, down 1, 1 to the right, down 1, 1 to the right. And my line kind of looks like that right there. All right. So my second one, though, looks a little different. This is in standard form. For standard form, remember, one way we can graph these is to find the intercepts. So at the x-intercept, that's where y equals 0, I'm going to rewrite my equation, but I'm going to substitute a 0 for y. Because at the x-intercept, y is 0. So 4 times 0 is 0, so 2x equals 8. Divide by 2, that means x equals 4. What does that mean? It means my x-intercept is at 4, 0. X is 4 when y is 0. Start here. X is 1, 2, 3, 4. What's my y-intercept? Y-intercept is where x equals 0. So that means 2 times 0 minus 4y equals 8. 2 times 0 is 0, so -4y equals 8. Divide by -4. Y equals -2, which means my y-intercept is at 0, -2. 0, -2 is right there. Connect the dots. Where's my solution? Where the points intersect, where the lines intersect. 1, 2, 3, 4. My solution is at 4, 0. So remember, y-intercept and slope. For standard form like this one, find the intercepts. Okay. Let's move down to our golden standard, 4.2. Solve the systems of equations using substitution. Show all work. So here, substitute. I'm going to substitute to create one equation that has only one variable. When I see y equals, I know here, these two y's are the same. So I'm going to replace this y in the second equation with what y is equal to. So I'm going to substitute -6x minus 5 equals 3x plus 4, my other expression. All I did was substitute the -6x minus 5 right here for the y right here because this is also equal to y. Let's go ahead and solve it. We're going to get x's on one side, numbers on the other. I'm going to take this and add 5 to both sides, add numbers to numbers. So -6x, those cancel, equals 3x plus 9. Now I want to get my x's on one side, numbers on the other, so I want to cancel out this 3x. Subtract away from both sides. Those cancel. So I get -9x equals 9. Divide by -9. And I see x equals -1. So I know that's part of my solution, but I also need a y value. To find my y value, I substitute my x value back into my equation. So I'm going to take this top equation, y equals negative 6x minus 5. And then for x, I'm going to put my solution, negative 1. Again, I found x was equal to negative 1, so I substitute that back in to my equation to figure out what y is equal to. Negative 6 times negative 1 is 6. 6 minus 5 is 1. So my solution is negative 1, comma 1. All right, let's do the second one here. I'm looking for, do I have a variable that's all by itself on one side of the equal sign? It's isolated? I do. It's right there. So I'm going to substitute here. And what am I going to substitute? I'm going to substitute what y is equal to. All right, I'm going to substitute what y is equal to. So let's rewrite that second equation. So we have 6x minus, and I'm going to substitute for y what y is equal to. 5x plus 14. Now be careful here. Ooh, I should finish off my equation. Equals negative 16. What's hiding right here? There's a little negative 1 hiding right there. Don't forget about that. We have to distribute it. So let's rewrite this. 6x, negative 1 times 5x is minus 5x. Negative 1 times 14 is negative 14. Equals negative 16. Let's simplify on one side. What can I combine? What are like terms? I can combine 6x and negative 5x to get 1x minus 14 equals negative 16. Let's get x by itself and add 14 to both sides. So we get x equals negative 2. Am I done? Not yet. Y equals 5x plus 14. What am I going to replace for x? I'm going to substitute in that I found x equals negative 2. So to find y, I substitute in my x value. So instead of x, I'm going to replace x with negative 2 plus 14. So y equals negative 10 plus 14. So y equals 4. So my solution is negative 2, comma 4. That's how we do substitution. All right, let's move on to standard 4.3. 4.3 here. Elimination. All right, elimination. We are looking to either add or subtract to eliminate a variable. So here, I see I've got 2x and 2x. What can I do? Add or subtract to make them go away? Well, if I add them, I get 4x, so I know I can subtract them. So I'm going to subtract the two equations from each other. 2x minus 2x is 0. It's nothing. It cancels out. Negative 3y minus negative 3y, though. Be careful here. Negative 3y minus negative 3y becomes also 0. Okay? So that also becomes 0. So we're left with just 0. 0 minus 5 is negative 5. Well, what do we do when we get a situation like that? Is that a true statement or a false statement? It's false. 0 doesn't equal negative 5. This means there are no solutions to this system. These two lines will never intersect. Remember, no solutions means we have like parallel lines. There are parallel lines. No solutions. This is a false statement. All right, let's look at this one. Can I add or subtract right away to make a number cancel out a variable? Nope, they're different numbers. So in that case, I have to multiply. Well, I can't multiply 2 to be a 3 or 4 to make a 5. So that means I got to multiply both. What number? Let's look at the y's. What number do 2y and 3y both go into? They both go into 6. So I'm going to make a 6y. How do I make negative 3y become 6? Multiply by 2. How do I make 2y become 6? Multiply by 3. Distribute. Okay? Distribute. Don't forget to multiply everything on both sides. 2 times 5x is 10x. 2 times negative 3y is negative 6y. 2 times 14 is 28. 3 times negative 4x is negative 12x. 3 times 2y is plus 6y. 3 times negative 12 is negative 36. Now, we said we're going to add these two together because I can see negative 6 plus 6 is going to cancel out. 10 plus negative 12 is negative 2x. 28 plus negative 36 is negative 8. Divide by negative 2 to find x equals 4. Am I done? Not yet. I have to find y. So I can see negative 4x plus 2y equals negative 12. I'm going to replace x with what I found earlier to be 4 plus 2y equals negative 12. So that means negative 16 plus 2y equals negative 12. Add 16 to both sides. Gonna get a little tight here. 2y equals 4. Divide by 2. Y equals 2. Got a little tight there. Sorry about that. But our solution is 4, 2. That is elimination. That is elimination. All right, let's move on to 4.4. Now in level 4, standard 4.4 here, you can use substitution or elimination. The choice is up to you. So I'm going to decide this first one. I think I'm going to rewrite this first equation to make it the same setup as this and then use elimination. So I've got this, 3x equals 6 minus 3y. I want to get my x and y on the same side. So I'm going to add 3y to both sides. So I get 3x plus 3y equals 6. Now it kind of looks like that one. So let's set this up. I've got 8x minus 3y equals negative 6. And I've got 3x plus 3y equals positive 6. Well, I see a negative 3 and a positive 3. So if I add them together, they cancel. 8x plus 3x is 11x. Negative 6 plus 6 is 0. Uh-oh, is this no solutions? No, be careful. You can solve this. 11 times x equals 0. Divide both sides by 11. Turns out x equals 0. 11 times 0 equals 0. It's not a false statement because x can be 0. All right, well, let's plug it back in. We know that 8x minus 3y equals negative 6. I'm going to replace x with what I found. 8 times 0 minus 3y equals negative 6. 8 times 0 is just 0, so that goes away. So negative 3y equals negative 6. Negative 3 times y, the opposite of multiplying by negative 3, divide. So y equals a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So our solution is 0, 2. 0, 2. All right, let's do the last one. I see here, negative 2y equals negative 3x minus 2. Well, I think on this one, I want to use substitution. So I need to get, in this equation, I need to get y by itself. Well, what's happening with the y here? It's negative 2 times y. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2. That means I have to divide everything by negative 2. Everything. Those cancel. Negative 3 divided by 2, negative 2 is 1.5x. Negative 2 divided by negative 2 is 1. So y equals 1.5x plus 1. Now I can take this and substitute it for y in the other equation. What does that look like? 5x equals 5. Instead of y, I'm going to substitute 1.5x plus 1. Got a little tight here. Minus 10. I'm going to move it over a little bit. Let's solve this. So 5x equals, let's distribute. 5 times 1.5 is 7.5x plus 5 minus 10. All right, well, let's simplify here. We got 5x equals 7.5x. 5 minus 10 is minus 5. I'm going to get all my x's on one side of the equation, so I'm going to cancel out the 7.5x. Subtract it on both sides. To get negative 2.5x equals negative 5. Divide by negative 2.5 to undo the multiplication. And you see x equals 2. All right, time to find y. Well, here's my equation. Y equals 1.5x plus 1. I can use that. So I'm going to say y equals 1.5. What did I figure out x was? 2 plus 1. So 1.5 times 2 is 3. 3 plus 1, so y equals 4. Our solution is 2, 4. All right, my friends, hope that was helpful. Look in the Canvas modules for more helpful resources. Good luck.